Call Allah Yahweh Bashim Abishai, Bashim Akakwadash, double honors to the elders and apostles, great milestone rule well. I am not a member. However, I've entered into their labors. Peace and mercy to the sincere brothers and sisters doing this, wherever you are, whatever your lot may be. And this is simply what the title says, or what the subheading says, and simply is just be strong. Not only is this an encouragement for myself, because not only do I turn my spiritual sword on myself before I try and edify, because you don't want to be a hypocrite, but this is a real-time encouragement for myself and a hopeful edification in the future for whoever happens to see this in the near future. But it's simply just be strong. And if you've been in this thing for any amount of time and you've endured some sort of setback or hardship, or whether daily life just drags you down, be strong, okay? Endure hardness as a good soldier. And hardness, every brother's hell and hardness is different, or sister. It is different, right? One's not greater than the other. It's just the Lord knows exactly how to test you, right? He knows every hair on our head, and He knows us individually. Dare I say, on a cellular level, like on an atomic level. He knows us, so He understands what we love, and He understands what we need in order to grow. And sometimes setbacks or struggles or being transferred to a lower state doesn't seem like help, right? So I remember seeing somebody said, sometimes God's help doesn't seem like help, but that's where your faith should kick in. And I do, to be completely transparent, I have I'm a lot better now, call Allah Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai, but I have an issue with patience. And the Lord is dealing with me, and He is working with me, and I am grateful for it, because He could have just sent me to my own, or left me to my own devices. He chastised me as He would a son, and I cannot say, I cannot put in words the internal gratitude, the eternal gratitude that I have. All right, and these are also things you should think of when you are feeling the struggle, when you are feeling that fire. So let's go ahead and read 2 Timothy 2 at the top here. There may be some more that we, pull from this chapter. I'm going to skip around a little bit, but let's go ahead and read what we need. Thou therefore, my son, be strong in the grace that is in Hamashiach Yahushai. And the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same committest thou to faithful men, who shall be able to teach others also. I want to get that. Give me NLT. You have heard me teach things that have been confirmed by many reliable witnesses. And you fast forward to now, these are things that you hear the videos, and you hear these, maybe if you are blessed enough to physically hear, the prophets on the corner. These are things that you hear. And not only that, but most of the time you end up having to apply what you heard. And it boosts your faith even more. The hard part is we tend to forget, and that is a part of Jake's legacy. We tend to forget the mercy. We tend to forget the good things that the Lord has done, because we're so focused on what is right in front of us, and what a hindrance something might be, or whatever issue we may have. And you need to stop, look, and listen, right? Look around you, look back, and listen to whatever the Spirit is trying to tell you at that point in time. Don't be so caught up in the here and now. Think about everything that you've been through, everything that you've overcome, and lean on that. If He did it for you then, and you're struggling, and you know what you need to do, you need to pray. He'll do it for you now. And if He doesn't do it right then and there's a reason for it. There's a reason. There's a lesson. And I've learned many lessons in having to sit in boiling water. Basically, I gotta sit in that lower state. All right. Damn, let's just get there. What is it? Be not. Be. It's in Ecclesiasticus, I think. In a low state. Be joyful when you are brought to a lower state. I think 2 and 4. Let's go. Ecclesiasticus 2 and 4. 2. Ecclesiastes chapter 2. You know what? We read it at the top as well. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure. Make not haste in time of trouble. Right? You are scared a person that is in hot water, they tend to make the worst decisions. You become impulsive, and I've always linked things to fighting and martial arts. Somebody who's inexperienced in a bind becomes very impulsive, and they make mistakes that are fundamental that a more experienced fighter will capitalize on. Like you go, if somebody's controlling the tempo or the momentum of the fight, you're not comfortable, or or they start to impose their will and you're not comfortable in the heat, all right, or in a close battle, or maybe in a clinch, you forget certain things, you forget certain steps, you forget what you need to do to get out of that bind, or to be patient until you see an opening, until one presents itself. All right, maybe they come in, and they're right up on you, and then you step directly in front of them. You don't take your head off the X. You step directly in front of them. Boom, yeah, knee to the gut, shot to the face, whatever it is. You get what I'm saying. All right. Anyway, let's keep going. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. That is what we're shooting for. We are approaching the end, and we want to be increased. What that looks like practically here is, not being a part of the uh, the destruction of Babylon. Right, we want to come out of her, right, my people, and be not partakers of her sin. We don't want that. That ain't, what I'm saying. All right, so let's keep reading here. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take thee cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Believe in him, and he will help thee. Reread that. Believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way aright, and trust in him. Ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy, and go not aside lest ye fall. Right, and that is the big thing. Patience. You have to wait. There is something you need to learn. All right, the Lord will wait. When the time is right, the time is right, and you don't know the time. You don't know the right time. What you do know is that when the Lord is ready to pull you out, He gonna pull you out. And when you're looking on the other side of it, you're gonna be just as in shock and in awe, and that is a faith booster. And you just make it through each trial like that, boosting your faith up until our final test that we will have here very soon. And you resist unto death. All right, things to think about, but meditate on victory also. All right, so we read. Let me skip. We're gonna go back here. Okay, we read the second verse in the NLT, right? All right, verse 3. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Hamashiach Yahushai. No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who hath chosen him to be a soldier. And that is another thing that will slow you down. That is another thing that will clog your clarity, is the affairs of this life, whether it be something dealing with your family, your immediate family, your woman, your work, or maybe you out of work and you trying to find work, and you're looking for a balance on doing different things that you need to do, because you got to keep your lights on. You just need to do enough to be able to fulfill your lot, right? And we're not looking at becoming millionaires and winning on this side, because all of this is temporal, and it can be taken. It will be taken. You will lose it. So, the Lord is, give me neither poverty nor riches. And you want your daily bread, right? What does it say? What is that prayer? Give me neither poverty nor Proverbs 30:8. I need these open for later. Dang it. What should go? 30 and Yeah, 30 and 8. Remove far from me vanity and lies. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with food convenient for me. Lest I be full and deny thee and say, who is Yahweh? Or lest I be poor and steal and take the name of my power in vain, right? We want that balance, that just balance, because a false balance is an abomination. We want that sweet spot, right? And that is really the whole the crux of this thing that we're in is that it's all about balance, finding that sweet spot, and you're finding the balance in the midst of whatever you have going on mentally or physically, right? You just keep adjusting, right? You find one, you fight one opponent, and each opponent, it may not be the same as the other, but you take your time, and you are patient in the figuring out stages, in the figuring out rounds, and then once you got it figured out, you adjust fire, and you keep that balance. And like I said before, this thing is simple, but it is not easy. Let's keep on reading. And if a man also strive for masteries, yet he is not no, okay, I think we got what we needed here. Right. If we suffer, we shall also reign. Okay. But I did get the cares of this life. I believe I did. No, I didn't. So let's get Mark. That's what I was getting, because I mentioned that. Mark 4. Yep, it was 19. All right, the parable of the sower, the seeds, but the parable of sower and soils, right? You can read that on your own. And cares of this world that will choke out the word. All right, you got to be careful of that. That's a part of finding that balance, right? Mark 4:19, and the cares of this world and the deceitfulness of riches and the lust of other things entering in choke the word and become unfruitful, right? Or, all right, if you some people make merchandise out of this thing, and they start falling in love, all right, with mammon, right? They serving mammon out other than, or not, and they're serving mammon but not Yahweh Shai, right? Yahweh Shai, and then you end up trimming your ways to seek love, and you become unfruitful. You don't edify. You can't edify yourself, therefore you cannot edify others. All right, you cannot feed the sheep, and again, you are not feeding yourself either. You are slowly going right back. You're a dog returning to your vomit, basically, back into the world. And we did say, and really we'll just get the last couple of scriptures about waiting on the Lord and just being, exercising patience. And again, this is a reminder for me too. This is a real time me turning my sword on myself, and also making an attempt to edify for those who may need to hear this at this point in time. Isaiah 40:31. But they that wait upon Yahweh shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. Then all right, we're looking for it. That's what we're looking for. That's what we are looking forward to. Because it is exhausting, especially in these bodies that are breaking down by the day, because your food is polluted, your air is polluted, your water is polluted, the music, the thing that you allow into your ear gates, everything, and eye gates, it is all perverted, polluted, and defiled, because that is the job of a hammer. He has one job, and everything to a hammer is a nail. That is all they know how to do, is pervert and defile. And the byproduct or the effect of that is the breaking down of these physical bodies and mental struggles. All right, but it's a condition of the battle. Right, we are renewed in the spirit. You are renewed in the spirit. You have to think on that and remember that. Faith is key. We'll get Psalms 37. We'll get two more. Um, Yeah, we'll get a couple more and that'll be it. But this is just, again, be strong, be faithful, be patient. And you see here, security to those of the security of those who trust in Yahweh. All right, and the insecurity of the wicked. All right, because if you're wrong, you gonna get their just reward. And if you are patient, if you do as you're told, if you know, understand the simplicity that is in Yahweh Shai, you gonna get what you need to get. Right, you're gonna get a wonderful reward because this is training to be a king and a priest. This is training to expound upon your wisdom. You rehearsing the righteous acts. If you can do it in a bind, and you can do it when when the conditions are perfect, right? Psalms 37 and 7, straight to the point here. Rest in Yahweh and wait patiently. Since we're talking about right now, I'll just add that rest in Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Right, and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way. And it may look like the enemy is prospering at this point, but we understand prophecy and we understand patience. Okay, especially knowing the end result, you understand you just gotta grin and bear it for right now. But you will be kept. There are scriptures that tell you that you will be kept if you believe such. If you are conducting yourself as a king and a priest right now. Because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass, right? Cease from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil. Why? For evildoers shall be cut off, but those that wait upon Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, they shall inherit the earth. All right. There are many scriptures that tell you the winnings, right? The what you do if you are a good servant, and what you do if you end up falling victim to serving yourself and leaning to your own understanding or trusting in Egypt. A couple more. Lamentations 3:22. It is of Yahweh's mercies that we are not consumed, because his compassions fail not. And if you can't see that, I'm sorry for you. They are new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness. Yahweh is my portion, saith my soul. Therefore I will hope in him. Yahweh is good unto them that wait for him. You see in the pattern here? All right, you picking up what I'm putting down, or what the scriptures are putting down, basically. Yeah, I'm just regurgitating. I'm just repeating, right? For to the soul that seeketh him, it is good that a man should both hope and quietly wait for the salvation of the Lord, and that is too much for certain people. But luckily, or should I say, you are blessed to have eyes to see, ears to hear. You are blessed that the Holy Spirit has been imparted upon you, and you are able to see and hear and comprehend and absorb the knowledge and apply the knowledge, begetting wisdom. Final one, Micah 7 and 7, and then we'll go ahead and close it out. And also, Shabbat Shalom, that we are moving into the ending of the last month and the first of the first month Sabbath. That's why it's not Micah. Micah. Oh, come on, man. Boom. Straight to the point here. Yep, Micah 7 and 7. And you see the topic here, the subtitle. God is the source of salvation and light. Straight to the point, like I said. Therefore, I will look unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. I will wait for the power of my salvation. My power will hear me. That is a definitive statement. That is somebody with faith. That is somebody who has practiced and who has reflected upon all the times that the Lord has delivered them, and he was able to build on those past experiences, not only of himself, but through other scriptures, through talking through other prophets, through witnessing other miracles and such, right? Now we are about to witness some miracles here pretty soon, but the same concept applies with us, looking inwardly. So again, I truly pray that you were edified, and the only thing I got to say is be strong, and hold on. We're close, too close to fail, too close to fall off now, right? Shalom.